Welcome everyone to skill 2, which is inviting. However, before inviting, you need to remember you need to learn how to share your story. So if you haven't got your story sorted yet, make sure you do so. Send it to your upline to evaluate. It's also called an elevated story. So it shouldn't be longer than about 90 seconds. Anything longer than 90 seconds, you're toast. You need to use it with inviting. That's why it's important. If you haven't done that, make sure you share your story. And if you don't have a story yet, you can use somebody else's story. You can use Louis' story. You can use your upline story. Right. Or you can use any of those. If you're on boards, you can check. There are so many stories there that you can use if you don't have your own personal story. So let's have a quick recap. Inviting right. So skill number 1 is finding prospects, where you need to tell your story. And then we go on to skill number 2, which is inviting, which this is what we're doing this evening. And then the next one will be skill number 3, which is presenting what you have to offer people, and so on. Skills gradually. Skill number 4 is the follow-up, and the fortune is indeed in the follow-ups, not just following up once. And it's strange, most people don't follow up enough. Right, and then skill number 5 is closing, sealing the deal. Skill number 6 is how to get someone started properly. And then we're coming up to skill number 7, which is next. Eventually. Okay. Skill number 7 isn't there at the moment. So the basic inviting rules. You want to be emotionally detached from the outcome. You don't want to take it personally. I know it's difficult. You want to be authentic, your most optimistic version of yourself. You want to be the person that when you walk into the room, the lights come on. You want to bring passion and energy to your inviting. These are the basic inviting rules. You want to create a sense of urgency. Success loves speed, all right? The next thing you want to make sure is you want to have strong posture. You want to exude belief about network marketing, about near life, about the products, about yourself. People don't necessarily join you, all right? They do actually join you. That's the most important thing that happens. They're not going to join because of the marketing plan. They're not going to join necessarily because they have health challenges or anything like that. They're going to join because they want to join you, right? You want to have theory of abundance. There are 7 billion people on the planet. Not everybody is going to say yes. And if people are saying no, it just means no, not yet. And when you stop inviting people, you stop the day they die. All right? You just keep on being gentle, full of posture, and just inviting politely. Sense of timing. The timing may not be right for them. And you want to see yourself as a consultant that is educating people. And the big thing is research shows that the order, whether you invite people for the business or for the product, doesn't really matter. There's no significant difference between the order that you invite people. So if you invite people for the product, like we are this coming week, we're inviting people to a health talk by Louis. And so that's not, I'll share with you the non-threatening, wonderful, friendly, positive approach that we're using with that later on towards the end of the presentation. So inviting right, how do you get it right? Well, the most effective one is the big event. That is the summit, and those monthly rallies, those are the most important ones. They're the hardest. The small group or the lunch ones are hard. The coffee shop chat and three-way call are very effective. They're getting a little bit easier to invite people to those. Let's meet for a chat over a cup of coffee. Tools are much easier, but they're not necessarily the ones that are the most convincing. So from the top, the big event, the hardest one is the one that is the most convincing and that gives people most authority and most vision. So the key skill is you want to get people to show up. You say, if I invite you, would you? So your belief is number 1. The key thing is you want to say this will be life-changing or game-changer. You want to use words that are actually, so they feel it's detrimental if they don't attend or don't watch. That is the key thing that you're wanting to do. So if I sent you a video, would you watch it? If so, by when? And then you confirm with them. And that's the key thing. There it is. When do you think you'll have watched this for sure? You know, if you're inviting them to an in-home meeting, then it's make sure you book your space. Space is limited in our place. Our lounge is small, or we're nearly full already. But I can squeeze you in if you're going to make sure that you're going to be there. So if I invite you, then will you attend it for sure? Or if I show you that, if I send you the link, will you watch this video for sure by tomorrow evening? And then when they say yes, you say, okay, here's the link. I'm really looking forward to looking forward to see what you love most about the presentation. You want to say they want to know from them what do they like the most or what do they like the best. You don't want to ask them what do you think, then all the negative things are going to come out. Right? And then you say, what's the best time to contact you? Life is busy. One of the people I invited to his meeting, I sent him the invitation. I'd been speaking to him for a couple of days, sent him the invitation over the weekend. He never responded until this morning. He just sent a message saying this morning, I'm sorry I've taken so long to talk to you, but things were just so busy with the family over the weekend, which is fine. And there's the reminder again. What did you like best? So the key thing is you're going to contact them at the agreed time, and then that's going to be the follow-up. If they haven't watched it, you're not going to say, oh, you didn't watch it. There is a much nicer way to be saying that sort of thing. And there is a much better way of saying if they haven't watched. Okay? But the key thing is you're expecting them to be having watched it, haven't had any challenges, or the lawnmower hasn't broken, or the microwave needed replacing, or things like that. So continuing to invite right. There's a support approach and there's a practice approach. Two ways you can do it. One, you can say, would you do me a favor? If it's a friend that you really know and that you really, they would support you, you can say, support me for 30 days. If you don't like the product, if once you've used it for 30 days, or it doesn't make any difference, I'll never bother you again. That's one of the approaches. Or can you come along and support me at this meeting? I know it may or may not be for you. You don't have to be interested in what's going to be happening. All you need to do is just show up. If you're my friend, show up. That's all I need. I just need you to be a body at the presentation or body at the meeting. The other approach, which the Bald Eagle team likes to use, is the practice approach. Hey, this is something I'm really excited about. Do me a favor, you might not be interested. Would you get on a 20-minute call with my mentor? Or if it's in a coffee shop, would you join me in a coffee shop with my mentor so I can see how my mentor approaches someone? Right, so immediately the pressure is taken off of them and they breathe a sigh of relief. You can even say something like, you can leave your wallet at home. There's going to be nothing to buy or to sell there. That'll put them at ease for the start. Really great. That's what you really want. And then another one, if you've been in the business for quite a while and you'd like to go back to all your old customers and all your old distributors and say, hey, I've just seen this new presentation. I'm really excited about it. Do me a favor. You may not be interested, or do me a favor. I really need to practice this. Would you mind just listening to what I say so you can correct me? I need to make sure I'm doing this properly. I'm just starting to practice this. Would you mind really just spending 20 minutes with me? I'll buy the coffee. You just crit what's happened after. There's the infinity loop, the practice approach. You're learning meaningful measures. You get your organization into alignment and you develop your leadership. It's an infinity loop that keeps on going. And then inviting. You want to choose your 10 easiest customers. or prospects. You want to choose the people that are hungry, that are coachable, people that you respect, people that are willing. Those are the ones you want to make sure that you're actually using. This picture here is the image that we use when we're sending people. It's non-confrontational. It's not telling them anything. It's just, this is what I sent to my colleague over the weekend. You're invited to join us for an educational conversation about health, nutrition, and toxic-free living. Tells them a lot, but it also tells them nothing. Please note, there is no mention of near life whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. You leave that off the table until the meeting. All right? And that's simple. That is working really well for us, inviting people using that. So whatever works for you, find something that really works for you. And that's really exciting to be able to do that. So I think that's pretty much it about inviting. Thank you very much for the business training, sending it. If you have any other questions, do feel free to contact your upline, and do make sure you check on boards for the other business training by Louis on skill number 2. Thank you very much.